Well, we're delighted to have in the studio some folks representing Grants Pass Youth for Christ and YFC, and the Executive Director, Mark Sumpter, is with us today, and Executive Director of Rogue Valley Youth for Christ and Grants Pass, and previously he taught Hebrew at Pacific Bible College, and left the classroom to go directly to young people, right, Mark? What got into you?
Absolutely, Barry. Outstanding time. I've been a pastor for the past 10 years in Grants Pass as well, and had a delightful time at Pacific Bible College teaching a couple of courses, but yes, Biblical Hebrew. That was the last time we were together when you were interviewing me for that coursework.
Yeah.
And so what made the change? What happened on that? Honestly, part of the answer to that is TV and radio here at theDove.
Really?
I mean that genuinely. Your shaping influence, you, Paulina, Jim, Steve, Michael, on our son, Andy.
Right.
Andy was here.
Yeah, he was one of our interns.
Exactly. 2010, 2011. And your shaping life in him about mentoring has an ingredient to my world now in terms of mentoring young people.
Oh, good for you.
And so really and truly, and just formally, my wife and I, Peggy and I, we just thank you folks here at theDove.
Oh, wow. We believe in that. One of our missions and passions is to train the next generation media professional, so we do that with interns. And but anyway, we enjoyed him.
And as I say, that is part of the answer as to what has moved my heart over the last number of months now to take up this new ministry with YFC as the Executive Director over in Grants Pass.
Wow.
And God is continuing to expand our work, our ministry, opportunities to mentor students, especially, Perry, we are seeking to reach the least and the lost with respect to those that are outside of the church, outside of the sound of the gospel. One of our goals from the heart over the next couple of years, by the end of 2014, is to identify and work right alongside with 3 mentoring churches in Grants Pass.
Wow.
We're using the theme, 2 Corinthians 5:21, so 5:21. What's a mentoring church? A mentoring church where there's been a local congregation that has at least 5 caring, compassionate, faithful adults who will each reach out to mentor 2 young people, so 5:21, for 1 year, a 1-year commitment to do that.
Wow.
So 2 Corinthians 5:21, he who knew no sin became sin for us that we might become the righteousness of God in him. That's our message. Our message is a message of reconciliation where there's been ruined and hurt relationships, especially in the home, especially on campuses, especially in the city of Grants Pass, on the street, so to speak, meeting young people who are outside of the message of Christ, and primarily through mentoring and reaching young people to do that.
That's wonderful. Well, introduce Gabriel.
Gabriel. Gabe Fuller's with me today. What a delight. Gabe is our Area Director for Campus Life, giving lots and lots of focus at this time to South Middle School in Grants Pass.
Good to see you. How's it going over there?
It's going absolutely wonderful. I just have to say that God has been wonderful in this whole process of bringing Mark into the picture, and just the growth that YFC is taking with South, the extension and the expansion of possibly bringing Grants Pass High School ministry back into this valley. It's awesome. It's good. It's good to finally have some stability. I know in the past that YFC has been not the most stable of organizations over in Grants Pass, but that is all changing.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing nothing but good reports. And the other thing is, and both of you can maybe speak to this, there seems to be a genuine hunger among young people for I've heard various terms, authenticity, authentic relationships, and things like that. But at the end of the day, they're truth seekers, so they realize the culture's lying to them, and they're looking for something else. And maybe you're experiencing that.
They are, exactly. The last couple teachings, I've really felt and seen a lot of it. We're going through Matthew right now, and we end at 7 o'clock, and these kids are going 15 minutes past, and they're just hungry. They're just asking questions. They don't want to leave, and it puts a smile on my face, and it puts joy into my heart to know that these kids are seeking the truth, like you said, and the world is telling them lies, and the world is leading them astray into different directions. So for us to be able to have the opportunity that South has given us to be on that campus, to be able to minister to these kids and tell them the truth about Jesus Christ and what he's done for them, it's priceless.
How do you get them to come, Gabe? How do they come? How do you, is it one asking another? I mean, is it a groupie thing or what?
That's a lot of it. I think, well, we started 3 years ago and on South Campus, and being on campus is huge. And so since the beginning of the year, I've been on there 3 days a week. I've been helping out with the tutoring program as well, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So just being involved in these kids' lives, going to sporting events, helping out with dances, just wherever these kids are, be there. To let them know that you're not just there for a moment, but to build relationships with these kids now and for eternity. To take their relationship into this world and to the next.
What's your greatest need? What do you need? You need more workers or what?
I think honestly, the greatest need, the power of prayer is powerful. I think first and foremost, we need to pray that this ministry continues to grow, continues to reach the kids that need to be reached. And then obviously, yes, volunteers, just young men and women in this valley stepping forward and saying, yes, I want to love on these kids, and I want to show these kids the love of Jesus Christ. And I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, there you go. And let me just say to our viewers and listeners, if you're in the Grants Pass area, get a hold of these guys, and if you got time on your hands, here's a place where God can use you. Mark, I want to come back to the mentoring thing, because the mentoring thing is so interesting to me. You would think that young people would be mentored at home. It's not happening, huh?
Absolutely, and no question. And frankly, one of the things that I personally am seeking to work hard at and really make a trumpeted clarion call effort about, and that is local churches. We are here to wash the local church's feet. And in that light, where godly, caring, compassionate, faithful adults are being raised up through prayer to step alongside now with those parents where there has been, a hijacking regarding the spiritual dynamic in the home or faithful leadership on the part of dad or mom. We understand. We understand. I mean, my wife and I, we have 6 children, and there's the rocky road and the ups and downs of rearing our children for the Lord. Or when things break down and break apart, the local church coming alongside. And YFC in Grants Pass, we're committed to doing that. I really want to honor our pastors. I want to serve well alongside of elders and deacons, other church leaders, Bible study leaders, that mentors might be identified and then properly equipped, encouraged, and truly our mission is to see those young people who are the least and the lost brought into loving relationships, in the local church to build that student, to build him up, build her up, that he and she might know the things of the Lord and the walk with Christ and God's people. And we know this is not an overnight remedy. It's going to take time and effort, but we're committed to doing that. We really want to serve along the local church, which in fact then turns right around, helping to build the home, reach the extended family, whatever it might be.
Because there's a time from when both of you have contact with a young person at a school level, before they can gain confidence and trust and see that you guys are real, before you could move them into a church setting.
Absolutely.
There's some time in that, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. I meet with the student now. It's actually wound down just a little bit, but most of last summer I was meeting every week. In fact, I was actually serving him breakfast just about every Friday. And I met with him again just a couple of weeks ago, had a sandwich together at a fast food place. And it's been amazing. Seriously, Perry, the conversation has deepened. He was asking me questions just a couple weeks ago about, what does the Bible say about markings and piercings and tattoos on our bodies and whatnot? And whereas we might have started with general questions, back some time ago, just on friendship, building rapport, building trust, like you're mentioning. Now we're looking at, conversations about truth, conversations. What does God say? And it's just a joy to be able to share life with this young man, and he to share with me, and that way an authentic, trusting, growing relationship. It does take time.
And back to you, Gabe, when you do like a Bible study night, do you do that on campus or do you do it off campus when you do that?
Yeah, it is on campus. South has given us their small gym Thursdays from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. So we hold a Campus Life Club there. every Thursday, and it's been wonderful to have South come alongside of us and kind of partner in with us.
I can't help but think the schools are now saying, you know, we need something else in here because everything we thought isn't really working that well. So they welcome you in.
Yes, open arms. South has been very, very gracious to have us on there, and I'm so thankful for everything that they do.
All right. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Sweethearts Forever that these guys and other people are involved in. And again, if you're in the Grants Pass area, get a hold of Mark, get a hold of Gabe, and give of yourself, your time. Sign up to become a mentor with these young people. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back with Mark Sumpter, and he is the Executive Director of Rogue Valley Youth for Christ in the Grants Pass area, and we have a new guest, Donna. You want to introduce Donna?
Sure. This is Donna Wilson.
Yeah.
She is one of our City Life volunteers.
City Life.
City Life. It is, Perry, what a story, seriously, that is beginning to unfold in Grants Pass.
Really?
Back in October, I was contacted just out of the blue by a couple of church volunteers saying, Mark, we'd like to meet. Can we start discussing how we might reach out to homeless teenagers, kids on the streets, maybe kids that are couch surfing, and other kids that are just falling through the cracks. Once again, the least and the lost. What a signature program that YFC has. It's called City Life. Most often, not always, but most often it shows up by way of a youth center in a downtown area. It's an approach to holistic ministry with respect to physical needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs in the lives of teens. And so what happened back in October, these first two volunteers gave me a call, and it grew seriously to around 15 to 18 meeting every other Monday to discuss how can we birth a City Life ministry in Grants Pass.
Wow.
And so literally just 15, 20 days ago, here in early January, the YFC board in Grants Pass adopted this ministry. Once again, the adults just coming to us. We have a number of young adults from about 8 or 9 churches. Donna Wilson is one of them from one of the local churches in Grants Pass. And she's been a delight to help come alongside, give us ideas, begin to herself and these other 15 to 18 adults share this ministry, give it direction, give it shape. And our prayer, and pray with us, is to be able to actually go live, so to speak, launch this youth center. The next 30 days, 60 days, we are literally on a search right now for a facility, and that we might be able to offer services both informal and formal, which what we mean by that is places where kids can find us and hang out informally, get to know them, build relationships. More formally, as we begin to build rapport and build relationships, there might be classes that would be offered, or training, once again, back to mentoring, life skills, direction in life, Bible teaching, of course, such things. So it's a delight. The City Life is happening.
Well, Donna, thank you. And it sounds like you're on your way, and you're going to be busy.
It's picking up rather rapidly.
Okay, and so as soon as you get a facility, you're off and running then.
Yes, we are.
All right. I understand there's a little bit of a correlation between City Life and the story in the Bible, the woman at the well. Tell us about that.
When you think of the story of the woman at the well, if you take Christ and you place yourself in that position, and you take the well and you make it this teen drop-in center, we know that anybody coming there has baggage. So we know that this woman that came to the well had baggage. And what did Christ do? He engaged her in the activity that was going on there. He needed a drink of water. So he engaged with her and talked with her. And then because she was comfortable with him and built that rapport, he was able to share with her, and she was able to leave with a great report and the living water. But you have to think of where you're at as the well and your purpose for being there, and who comes, and they all come with problems, we all do, and filling those needs.
That is an incredible correlation.
It is.
That's wonderful. So what draws you to working with young people?
I've worked with young people and people in crisis for several years. So bringing that and meeting with Mark and starting this teen center, we've looked at how can we incorporate, we've got several programs on the burner. One is a teen parenting for the young guys and gals who are parents, and how do they nurture themselves as well as this young child for the first couple of years. That would be running, let's say, 4 days a week. And then the other part of that would be, we would be opening the drop-in teen center at 3, and from 3 to, let's say, 5, they could hang out, play games, do homework, whatever they needed to do, interact with us, and then after that, we would go into a meal and something else, such as Mondays would be middle school munchies, mac and cheese, and a movie. Tuesdays could be tacos and let's talk, and bring in people from the community to talk to them, pastors, doctors, on track, anybody like that they're interested in learning. Wednesdays, sticking with the theme, Wednesdays would be a wrap meal, hot dogs, wraps, whatever you could wrap, and then have the Word and the world as the topic, so you can relate what's going on in the world and how does that relate to God's Word. Thursdays, we know we're going to have The Landing, which is a program that runs at the same time as Celebrate Recovery.
Yes.
So the adults are in Celebrate Recovery, the kids are in the Landing program. And along this line, with all of this feeding through, these kids would be earning city cash to be used in our city store.
Oh. Non-taxable.
Non-taxable, but they need to learn that there's a reward for doing something, that they have a responsibility to keep their city cash and to buy it for things in the store. And we hope to have, of course, free Bibles, free devotional materials, but school supplies, hygiene supplies, snacks, whatever we can grow it to be, so that they've earned the right to go in there and purchase things that they want to.
Oh, that is absolutely wonderful. So how close are you getting a facility? Or is that
we've actually been looking at places.
Okay.
Things are coming along. Nothing's in concrete just yet,
Yeah.
but we are actively searching. And certainly the listening audience, viewing audience,
Yeah.
please, if you have leads for us,
Yeah.
opportunities for us,
Yeah.
the price is right for us,
Yeah, right.
you know the drill.
Yeah.
We'd be very open to talk. Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. All right, I want to swing the attention to the Sweethearts Forever coming up next Tuesday.
Absolutely. We are so delighted. 3 restaurants in town, Perry. The Bistro on 6th, the Vine out on Allen Creek Road and the Highway 199 there,
Right.
Allen Creek Commercial Center. And then Wild River Restaurant on Mill and E. These restaurants, dear folks, they're partnering with us. We are indeed linking in with them as a fundraiser. Take your sweetheart out. Find a sweetheart. Take her, take him, take her out, and bring your family, extended family, on Tuesday the 12th. So next Tuesday between 5 and 9 p.m. A portion of the revenue that's generated at those 3 restaurants will then be donated to Youth for Christ.
That's wonderful.
And again, the Bistro and the Vine and Wild River are stepping up for this. We are delighted with the relationships that we've been building with those folks and their openness to this. And of course, it's helping to foster relationships itself by taking someone out or having this time together with your family at one of the restaurants. We see that working nicely, working well with the mission of YFC.
All right, again, I think we have a graphic on that. We'll put it back up. But it shows the Bistro, and that's at 1214 Northwest 6th Street in Grants Pass. Wild River, which is at 595 Northeast E Street there in Grants Pass. And the Vine at 1610 Allen Circle Road, and there in Grants Pass. What a great idea. So between 5 and 9 next Tuesday, grab your sweetheart and take him or her, who's ever buying, and going out to one of those 3 restaurants, and the proceeds will go towards this City Life project that they're working on. I just can't say enough for young people wanting to have relationships that are real. I just see it as really one of the great mission fields in America is young people, you know, and how hungry they are, and you know, and how open they are. That's what's surprising to me, is how open they are.
Absolutely. Perry, we are just so delighted to have the opportunity simply to befriend young people, become acquainted with them, certainly listen well to their story, have an opportunity to tell our story, that we then might be united to hook into God's story.
Yeah.
Again, 2 Corinthians 5:21, he who knew no sin became sin for us that we might become the righteousness of God in him. It's the loving message of the reconciliation work of our God. And it's the grace of the Lord. And we're privileged. We are the Lord's servants. And to be able to engage with students that way, young people that way, is just a super privilege.
All right, the 521 again,
yes,
Mark, because I think that is really clever.
Yeah, the 521 is that we are looking for 3 mentoring churches by the end of 2014.
All right.
A minimum of 5 adults from that local church who each of those 5 adults trained and equipped, encouraged to identify with 2 students, 2 young people. 2 students for 1 year. Okay. And that contract or that commitment can be renewable year after year, but 521, 2 Corinthians 5:21, to set the pace for our mission to mentor students. Yeah.
All right. Donna, you said you've worked with young people in the past, and especially those who have come from some very difficult situations.
Yes.
And Mark mentioned earlier, and I know that's over here in Jackson County, we have Hearts with a Mission that have reached out
Absolutely.
to homeless, homeless children just doesn't, I can't get my brain around that, but it's real. And the couch hopping and the couch surfing is real. How traumatized are these people?
They are very traumatized. The biggest thing I've discovered with them is they want someone to sit down, make eye contact with them, talk to them, and not be judgmental about whatever it is that's going on in their past. Let them be real with you, and then they will be receptive to what you have to say to them. They are just hungry for adults to love on them, to care about them, and show them there's a path, there's a way out of the trapped box they feel like they're in.
And I think that is so key. All right, well listen, we're just about out of time. Let me just say that I got the number here, 541-474-1115 or 1115. That's 474-1115. Get a hold of Mark.
Correct.
And get involved with City Life with Donna and everybody else. Gabe out at the high school.
Absolutely.
And help these folks to get involved. And I don't know what you're doing to stay busy. If you got some free time, you connect. If you want to know how God can use you, it's just amazing. Just being there is the qualification.
And Perry, may I just add, we want to thank the folks in Grants Pass. Our donor base, they have been incredibly generous. We're very thankful. Go to our website, grantspass.yfc.net. There's a donate button.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll see you next time on Focus.